Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Y Generation, the only show on television where we discuss the issues that affect our generation. I'm your host, Jake McCallum, and allow me to introduce to you our informed panellists. Firstly, we have Peter, a media production arts student and a wannabe actor.
Hi, we're getting paid for this, right? Yeah?
Yes, don't worry, it's all good. Cool. Emily, our law and communications student who isn't afraid to say what she thinks.
Watch out, guys, I'm pretty controversial.
Jade, another law student, but she doubles up with international studies.
Hola.
And Osas, returning from the first series because once you sit on this panel, nothing else quite meets your expectations.
Mama, I'm on TV.
Please welcome our guests. Okay, let's begin. Our first email is from Sarah, and this is what she had to say. Hi, YGen. My friend Steve bought an Xbox Connect the other day, and we started playing. It was really fun at first, but I got tired of jumping around. I just want to sit down and relax when I play video games. Isn't that what they're made for? I don't know how I feel about these new technologies. Are the game creators trying to be groundbreaking with these technologies, or are they just trying to make more money? What do you guys think? So, Peter, how do we feel about this?
The notion that a company would do anything to not make money is a bit silly. They're always going to want to make money, but they are also being groundbreaking.
Sure.
The Kinect is an amazing piece of technology. Flopped on the market, but it was ridiculously incredible technology-wise. And with what it could do, it could map entire rooms in a second.
Sure. Well, we're seeing these advancements, right? We're seeing all these new advancements in technology. Is this just gaming-wide, or is this an opportunity for technology in general?
Obviously, there's going to be advancements because as society advances, so is everything around it. Obviously, there's also the good, but there's also the bad. So there's programs such as war programs and things like that kids can get quite addicted to, I think. And instead of going outside and playing in the sun and getting a little vitamin D and playing like I used to play with a skipping rope and a ball and like with my brothers and sisters, they're now stuck inside.
Call of Duty and those.
She said she was tired of playing games, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, why don't you just do something else?
Yeah.
Go eat on, have a normal life.
If games are on your groove, games are on your groove. So Emily...
It's about making money.
Emily raised Call of Duty, and that is something that needs to be addressed.
Sure, yeah.
Because, yes, technology is constantly advancing in the gaming industry, but also realism is, and I feel like that might be a bad thing. Because in Call of Duty, you can walk up and you can stab someone in the neck, and it shows you stabbing them in the neck.
Yeah, so that's like, these negative ideologies that are actually being, produced to, the Gen Y kind of...
Yeah, it targets kids who, whilst they are influential and they do kind of soak this stuff in, and I think violence in video games as a broad term isn't bad.
Yeah.
Like, when it gets, like, so realistic, you can kind of see the blood going...
And you've seen the massacres in America
does that
as
really
well.
stop them from playing them?
How about
it doesn't really actually stop them. They enjoy...
Emily had a really good point.
About the massacres in America that have been attributed to playing violent video games, such as Call of Duty.
Sure.
And games such as, like, Grand Theft Auto, where there's, like, prostitutes and there's, like, naked women walking around. It's like, what are you trying to...
That's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable.
Well, there's nothing wrong with naked women.
No, I think these guys are trying to be very innovative, though.
Say it again.
There's nothing wrong with naked women.
You've got a feminist next to you, just saying.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
But those massacres that have been linked to violent video games, I'm sorry, that's not, like... They're violent people who played video games.
I disagree. They've said, clearly, I played Call of Duty for hours on end and didn't sleep, and this is why they went out.
And that's what we're, that's a focus that we need to, it is attributed because it's inciting violence.
But so do movies, so do books.
True,
Anyone read Lord of the Flies? They brained a kid. They brained a kid with a rock.
Sure.
That's more violent than I've seen in video games.
Okay.
So are we actually saying that affects them psychologically, like when they play games and stuff like that? Like you play game and you go shoot someone after? Is that what happens?
I'm sure
because I think everybody's different. My little brother he plays Call of Duty like every day,
It's not that dramatic.
Well, I think we controlled that one pretty well. Now, from one innovative technology to another. Our follow-up is a message from Facebook from Greg. Dear YGen, my friend writes for a technological magazine, so he gets to try out the latest gadgets. The other day we met up for lunch and he showed up to the restaurant wearing Google glasses. I felt a bit uneasy because I didn't know whether he was recording me or not. Things got even worse from there. Long story short, he accidentally walked into the restroom with the glasses still recording. Somehow I feel untrusting of Google glasses, which begs me to question, where should they be banned? Let's throw this one to Osas. How do you feel?
Obviously not the bathroom.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You should not be wearing recording glasses to the bathroom unless you are really into that. You know what I mean? Which is very weird. I think that kind of there are places where, you know, you shouldn't have glasses like that. The exam hall, you shouldn't have it in there. I think the casinos are actually trying to rule against it too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about
that's
that.
a good point, yeah.
I think, you know, they should not be, you know, because that could do some serious damage.
Well, public places like swimming pools, gyms, things like that, that's another issue.
Pretty much everywhere where mobile phones aren't okay.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying.
That's a good point.
Because people who think that Google Glasses are like controversial are the same kind of people who'd think that mobile phones were controversial and the phone was controversial and the newspaper was controversial.
Where cameras aren't. You're not allowed to take a photo in a swimming pool of little kids.
It pretty much is
So
like
it's the
a
same
mobile
thing.
phone, though. It's just on your face, like.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, you can pretty much, you're aware if someone's got a phone up, you know that they're
You're
recording.
pretty aware if someone's got Google Glasses on. It's like a chunky piece of
Yeah, they
metal
can't like
inside
duck
of
and
your
dodge
head.
out of their eye line, like, oh, he might be recording me, I'm getting
People
dark.
can be weird with it too. You know, it's crazy because I think it's a great, you know, innovative idea, you know, creating things like this to help, you know, make the human life a lot easier and better.
I think it's good too.
It's just, I think they're really expensive though. They're about what, $1,500 to $3,000?
Yeah, around
It's
about
like
that.
the development
1,500,
range. They're actually decreasing in value for Australia, just so you know, it's this new innovative technology that everyone can afford. That's a positive as well.
It'll be like everything else. Like when it first comes out, it'll be quite expensive, but once more people start buying it,
And that's you know, controversial wise as well. That's always going to be an issue. It's going to be, you know, upfront at first, but I think, you know, we'll start to kind of settle into it.
Yeah, I don't think banning them will be a massive issue.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say ban them. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, just don't have them in the bathroom.
A controversial issue, let's wrap that one up there. Don't leave your seats. We'll be back with To Be or Not To Be right after the break. Welcome back to the Y Generation. Social media. We post statuses and upload photos every day because we want people to know what we're doing with our lives. We crave attention, whether this is through likes, retweets, follows or favourites of the information that we give to the world. These platforms allow us to promote our lives to audiences across the globe and hope that they enjoy what we have to say. So is our generation obsessed with getting likes and follows on social media, and why do we need this attention?
Yes, we are obsessed. I am obsessive about Instagram.
I don't understand what likes are, because I saw the Peaches, Geldof posting that she died, and there were 62 likes.
Definitely. I've seen a lot of things been posted and then taken down a few minutes later, and one hasn't received enough likes. So yeah.
Always on Instagram, always Facebook, this, that, just trying to get the likes.
Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be accepted.
I don't know, people like having people follow them. And if you have like 2,000 followers on Instagram, it's like, you know, it's like, hey, you become some sort of semi-god or something online.
I'm looking every night, my Facebook and Twitters.
We're sort of striving for people to like us on Facebook, where we should be, you know, striving for people to like us in, you know, in the real world, in reality, yeah.
I would rather have 5, 10 really close friends who appreciate what I do and maybe come to my gigs and whatever I do, as opposed to liking my videos or my statuses on Facebook, even if they haven't watched them or haven't really paid much attention.
I don't need validation. I don't need likes to validate myself.
I think it's a status thing, so the more likes that you get on social media, it makes you feel better about yourself.
Yes, I think we all are.
It's a good thing, you can get stuff out there, but likes don't cure cancer.
So what are our thoughts, guys? Is our generation obsessed with getting likes and followers on social media? Do you agree with that statement? Osas, how do you feel?
Well, the lady over there was actually saying that you don't need likes to validate yourself. And I think that's true. You know, it's what the society has actually taught us to get more likes. Like a kid in school that is very popular, right? Everybody likes that particular kid because they're being liked, right? And they get popular in school. So that's how it is in the society, in the real world, even online, on social media and stuff like that. The more likes you get, the better you feel about yourself, or the more followers you get, the more you think about yourself as being popular. You know what I mean? And that's what it is right now. It's crazy. Are we obsessed? Yes, a lot of people are. You know what I mean? People are constantly on Facebook, constantly getting, you post a status right now and you get like 62 likes. You're going to keep posting status, right? Because you're getting likes. You know what I mean? Even followers. People are.
I'm obsessed with getting likes as well.
It's just what the society's come to.
It validates you, and it's sad that it does that, but I don't think it's just our generation.
No, it's not.
Okay, but we're looking at, you know, these negative kind of attributes that we're seeing in society now. Gary Turk has made a campaign for the antisocial individual, where, you know, incidentally, it is, you know, becoming viral online, but it's still a promotion of these antisocial kind of beliefs that people have in mind. Peter, do you feel that that's, you know, valid?
It's not antisocial. It's a new form of social that people aren't familiar with and are a bit scared of, to be honest.
Is this a lifestyle option, but?
Well, okay, so you could live online theoretically, and people run their businesses off websites like this. There's a blog on Tumblr that has something like 25,000 followers, and she promotes her art and sells her art and makes a lot of money purely through getting likes and follows. Like, I think it's definitely an avenue for social connection where you feel afraid in real life maybe, or socially anxious. I don't think it's a negative thing, and affirmation through likes is wonderful.
I think I completely agree. Social network and the internet as a whole is so necessary for today's society. I know I get lots of work through photographers and people contacting me through social media and seeing my photos on Instagram and things like that. And so I think it is necessary, but obviously with anything you can get a bit carried away, and it can make you feel good.
As long as you're aware of it as well, as long as you know, if you have a good support system and stuff and you're aware of like things, the negative effects, and I think we all are, like we're all educated at school as well about the negative effects of social media.
Okay. How many times have you actually caught up with your friends and you just find out that you guys are both on Facebook at the same time? You're not actually
every day.
That's a good point. Having a good conversation. You're just on your phone. You know what I mean? It's actually taking that away from us, the privilege to actually have real friends.
But then there's friends that I wouldn't know now that I do know because of Facebook.
And
that I do catch
Would you be able to have a conversation with them in person, but?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. Old high school friends.
Do you have 2,000 people on Facebook? Do you really talk to all of them?
I don't have 2,000
Well, I'm just saying, if you did have, I'm guessing you have a lot of people on Facebook, right? Do you actually talk to all of them, though?
It can create an awkwardness in real life.
Yeah.
I've been in situations where I've talked to someone online and then I've talked to them in real life, and it's kind of like, oh, you're much funnier online.
Because it's a persona.
Don't really want to know you now.
That's what it does.
I have multiple friends in America. I have a friend in Tokyo. I have a friend in UK.
Yeah, that's sick.
I wouldn't be able to contact with them. I wouldn't know they existed without social media.
And I'm not personally saying that it's wrong, because I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram and stuff like that. And you guys can add me too if you want.
Selfie.
Follow me.
But you know what I'm trying to say, there's so many positive aspects we can actually look into. You know, you can sell brands, you can sell your product online now. If you want people to get to know you, your talent, you want to display your talent and stuff like that, you can do that on social media as well.
That is a good point.
So these are the positive aspects that we can actually look into. So I think it's good.
Okay, fantastic opinion, guys. During the break, get involved and follow us. Use the hashtag YGenTV on Twitter and Facebook. And when we return, we'll be talking Why So Serious. Welcome back to the Y Generation. We hope you enjoy the show just as much as we are. Now it's time for Why So Serious. Snapchat is a mobile application where people send timed photos and videos to each other. Think of it as a picture message, only without the gallery and a limited time to see the image. There has been a massive problem in the social media world where users receive nude photos and videos from people that they have added, whether they want them or not. Can naked Snapchats be considered as sexual harassment, and what can we do about this? Jade, how do we feel about this?
I downloaded Snapchat recently, and personally, from my experience, I don't think there can be sexual harassment in a photo because you accept and decline who you want to have on Snapchat. And so you know who that person is and you know what kind of photos they're going to send already. So
sexual harassment includes when people send you things that you don't want, like people make advances on you that you don't particularly want. So I think that's, there is a potential for there to be sexual harassment, and really, really serious, because if people are sending you photos that you don't want. It could make you feel uncomfortable, and also there's the issue of child pornography as well, because a lot of users are under the age of 18.
Okay, well, a good point is 1 in 7 individuals under the age of 25 have actually reported, sexual harassment claims. So how do we feel about that?
Look, every time that something comes out, people are going to find a way to use it for sex. And every time people find a way to use something for sex,
exactly,
people are going to find a way to use it for sexual harassment.
It's part of humanity.
It is.
Sex is everywhere.
Humans are inherently bad people sometimes.
It doesn't mean you have to send me naked Snapchat.
Well, no, just block that person. Yes, it is sexual harassment. No, it's not okay.
To some people,
just block that person.
Some people like receiving naked selfies.
It's an advancement of the...
Not me, personally, but it's very subjective.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Osas, how do you feel?
Hey, I don't have Snapchat. I'm probably not gonna get one.
Okay.
All right.
Is that just because of this conversation?
No, not really. I think I've been contemplating on it for a while. You know what I mean? Like, well, why would I want to be receiving pictures of people that are naked and stuff like that? Plus, you don't have gallery and you can't actually do much with it. I don't know how people enjoy it though. Personally,
I personally print screen a lot of people's Snapchats. It's great.
Just for evidence, or?
Yep, later blackmail.
Okay, sure, blackmail.
It's not all sex. I mean, 90% of the Snapchats I receive are either my friends being ugly or their pets.
Yeah, pets. Pets is a big
It's the issue
thing.
of using it for the wrong thing, though. Like the football player that sent a Snapchat of someone who wasn't aware.
Okay, that's a good point, yeah.
And that's a real
There's
issue
always
as
going to
well.
be that with every piece of new technology, though, so...
I think we as consumers were always skeptical about things anyway. Like, when it's new, we want to find ways to, crash it and stuff like that.
Gen Y are, the main kind of users of these kind of technologies and these platforms. And are they using it in the wrong ways? Is there negatives and positives
Majority
that we're
of
not
the time, no, but there's the potential.
A recent study had also come out saying that sexting is on the rise, but then because sexting is on the rise, actual sex is on the decrease. So that could possibly maybe be a positive thing.
Or in Gen Y kind of ratio.
Definitely.
Yeah, and what's wrong with a boyfriend and a girlfriend sexting each other through Snapchat? I mean,
because it has the potential to go viral.
Well, yeah, but so does sexting. So they could take a screenshot and be like, oh, he said he wanted to put this in there.
That's why you don't do it.
Okay, some conflicting arguments there, guys. Let's leave that one. Let us know what you think on our Facebook page or send us a tweet. Do you think naked Snapchats should be considered as sexual harassment? As one of the most multicultural societies in the world, Australia is known for its large variety of people. And although it's a melting pot of culture, it's one of our most unique traits. It also brings its own issues. Diversity in people often brings diversity in acceptance. Anyone is vulnerable to racial slurs, no matter what race or skin colour they are. Should we take offence to racial slurs, or should we ignore what other people say about us when it comes to tolerance? Osas, how do you feel about this?
I kind of knew you were coming to me on that.
Okay, sure, that's all right.
I was like, yeah, he's definitely going to ask me this one. But see, I think it depends on the context at which we're using those words. You get what I mean? Like, if you were saying something to someone to offend them, then you already have, in your head, you're already saying, I'm trying to offend this person, so I'm going to say some certain things because I know that that person is of, a specific ethnicity or, have a specific skin color, something like that.
Do we see, racial slurs in ethnic communities as well, but is that an issue that we should highlight?
I think it's a major issue. I know there's a lot of racism within different suburbs within Sydney, because I know people still associate different suburbs with different ethnicities and different religions and different cultures, and I think it's a shame, because to say that racism doesn't exist in Australia anymore is a complete lie, because it's everywhere. It's in music, it's on television, it's everywhere. So I think it's something that definitely needs to be addressed.
That's a very good point, yeah.
I mean, but so if I'm with my friends, and I had an Indian friend when I was growing up, so we're still friends, I didn't ditch him, but...
It wasn't after racial slurs?
No. And we'd always joke about the fact that he wore a turban from the age of 5. He had a turban on, and we'd joke about it, and he'd headbutt us with it.
But that's definitely racist right there. That is exactly what we're talking about.
That's not racist. He did that.
See, you're probably one of those guys, right, that say something and then be like, I'm not trying to be racist.
I have
that's a really good point, because did you know that 70% of Australians surveyed, for cultural spirit in Aboriginal communities say that they're casual racists? How do we feel about that?
I think that comes down to comedy. People think it's okay when it's a joke, but it's often not okay okay.
It's not.
Okay,
Yeah.
but okay, so it's definitely not okay to just say it as a joke, to generalise as a joke. But within your own friendship group, if you've got a running gag with one of your mates because, like, I don't know, oh, stupid white boy, you bloody Indian, how is that not okay? Because you've got that mate that you've got that relationship with.
Yeah, but
Let's not
should
pretend
your
like-
conversation always go there though? Like, you know, should you find that as a joke? You
Yeah,
know,
is
as
this a
like-
And when do
common
people ever
experience for
actually
people?
say stupid white boy?
I've had that said to me.
Like,
but
do you
it's
get
more
what I
'cause I'm
mean? It's
stupid.
always another culture. It's never an Anglo-Saxon. Well, I've never seen it happen to an Anglo-Saxon.
One of the most racist countries in the world is in Asia. One of my white friends lives over there in Tokyo, I believe I mentioned, and the racism there is incredible.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what we need to consider as well is politicians. You know, politicians are these figureheads in our community, and they do label the fact that they don't believe that it's an underlying problem and things like that. That's what we need to
Then
focus on
they would have to
as
do
well.
something to fix it.
Exactly.
It's a massive issue. It's a massive issue. Racism is rampant in Australia.
Okay. Some great ideologies there, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed what our panellists thought and get involved in the conversation with the hashtag YGenTV. Please give a round of applause to our exceptional panellists. And we'll be back next week with another handful of explosive new topics. We're going to leave you with another great YouTube video. I'm Jake McCallum. Enjoy and thanks for joining us.
I think I just met my wife-to-be. I'm in love with you.
What's a girl like you doing on an app like this?
Hey, wanna be my lucky number 13 on this thing?
I hope you look better in person than you do in your profile picture, 'cause... yeah.
Sup, girl?
Show me your boobs! I want to see some boobies!
Hey, wanna get weird?
I almost swiped left with you, but then I saw you had hot friends, so consider yourself lucky.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? What's up, girl? How are you? Oh, so you don't like me? Why'd you swipe right? Oh, I see how you are. Fine, you stupid bee. Oh, no. Hey, girl, I'm sorry.
So you think this is hot? Well, wait till you see this naked!